Hello, Mr. Alatorre. This is Brian Stone. This is a demonstration speech for East Tennessee State University. Good morning. My name is Brian Stone, and I'm here to discuss preventing identity theft. Your identity is common to you alone. Your identity is sacred to you, a large part of who you are as a person. Your identity consists of more than who you are as a person. It also includes specific information about you. Some examples of this information are your social security number as well as your driver's license number. The information included in your identity can be used to obtain credit, merchandise, and services in your name. Your identity can be used by someone else to provide false credentials. Your identity can be used to run a debt in your name. Your identity can be used by someone to provide false information to authorities. A criminal record could be attached to your name by someone using your name, giving it to the police. I became interested in identity theft after I was a victim earlier this year. My corporate credit card was stolen, and $1,000 of fraudulent purchases were made in a Walmart in Nevada. I reviewed several definitions and steps to prevent identity theft. Identity theft affects millions of Americans each year. There are steps to help you from becoming a victim. After identifying and defining identity theft, I will demonstrate how you can prevent falling a victim to the fastest growing type of fraud in the United States. The website idtheftinfo.com describes identity theft as a crime where a criminal assumes someone else's identity in order to profit by fraudulent means. The website also explains identity theft is the fastest growing type of fraud in the United States, the UK, and many other developed countries. Identity theft is also known as identity fraud, and is fraud perpetrated by a criminal who assumes someone else's identity in order to profit illegally. The website also explains there are different types of identity theft, but in simple terms, someone pretends to be you in order to sign up for goods or services in your name. Someone can also use your details to access your existing credit card or bank accounts. Most people will probably be completely unaware they have fallen a victim to identity theft until they receive a credit card statement or they receive a bill for something they never purchased. Now that you have a better understanding of identity theft, let's talk about the extent and cost. In September 2003, the Federal Trade Commission issued a report which estimated that almost 10 million Americans were the innocent victims of identity theft. According to idtheftinfo.com, the average identity theft crime involved $10,000 worth of goods and services being fraudulently obtained using the victim's details. An estimated $33 billion in identity theft impacted Americans in 2003. Identity theft is one of the fastest growing forms of crime. In the UK, this is the fastest growing white collar crime and is currently increasing at a rate of 500% year over year. According to the website, in many cases, individuals who are a victim of identity theft will be reimbursed in part by the financial institution involved. There will still be significant loss involved for the individual, and there will certainly be a period of extreme disruption. When I was a victim of identity theft myself, I had to cancel my corporate credit card, obtain a new card, and sign affidavits that I did not make the purchases. The potential financial losses and the inconvenience of hours lost of preparing your credit report are bad enough. However, there's an even more frightening scenario. There's always the possibility the person who has stolen your identity may have done this not purely for financial gain. It is possible they may involve in activities that will require them to assume someone else's identity. In such a case, you yourself may become identified as the perpetrator of a crime, rather than the victim. Now that I've reviewed the extent and cost of identity theft, let's review categories. The website searchsecurity.com explains there are two categories of identity theft: true name and account takeover. True name identity theft means that thief uses personal information to open new accounts. This thief may open a new credit card account, establish cellular phone service, or open a new checking account in order to obtain blank checks. Account takeover identity theft means the imposter uses personal information to gain access to the customer's existing accounts. Typically, the thief will change the mailing address on the account and run up a huge bill before the victim ever knows their information was stolen. The internet has made it much easier for an identity thief to use the information they have stolen because of the lack of personal interaction. Now we've reviewed definitions of identity theft, the cost and extent, and different categories of identity theft. Let's review steps to prevent you from becoming a victim. The website searchsecurity.com states to prevent identity theft, experts recommend that you regularly check your credit report with major credit bureaus and follow up with your creditors if your bills do not arrive on time. The following steps will help protect you from being a victim of identity theft. Shred credit card offers. Use a locked mailbox. Mail envelopes inside the post office. Remove your listing from the telephone directory. Install and update virus protection software on your computer. Never respond to phishing email asking for personal information. Use credit, not debit cards when shopping, and shield hands when entering your PIN. The Federal Trade Commission's website explains awareness is an effective weapon against all forms of identity theft. Be aware of how information is stolen and what you can do to protect yours. Monitor your personal information to uncover any problems quickly and know what to do when you suspect your identity has been stolen. Armed with the knowledge of how to protect yourself and take action, you can make identity thieves' job much harder. You can also help fight identity theft by educating your friends, family, and members of the community. The FTC has also prepared a collection of easy-to-use materials to enable anyone, regardless of their previous knowledge of identity theft, to inform others about this serious crime. You can review these tools at www.ftc.gov. I have identified and defined identity theft, reviewed the cost and extent as well as different categories of identity theft, and shared steps to prevent you from becoming a victim. I hope each of you have a better understanding how to prevent identity theft and not fall victim to this crime. Thank you for your time.